I'm Sr.Dominic Dipio, a member of the Missionary Sisters of Mary, Mother of the Church, and here at Makerere, a professor of literature and film. I started actually working in Makerere immediately after my MA. They were looking for, homegrown students to stay in the institution, because around that time many of the people were what you would call flying professors who will come from outside and teach briefly and go away. Okay, basically, I'm a teacher, basically, and I have valued my position as a teacher, which is mainly, you know, giving students skills of things that you are passionate about. When I returned from my PhD in Rome at the Pontifical Gregorian University, I came back with a degree in cinema and also skills in film production. And so my biggest passion was poured into teaching film. And indeed, I started teaching film in the Department of Literature. Around COVID time there, I got involved in an area of research which is not thought of by many people, which is to take care of our children audience's interest. Many times our kids are forced to watch adult movies, and they are often thought of as secondary when it comes to content. So I have also worked for long around African indigenous knowledge system, and especially collecting folk tales. And it just occurred to me, why not translate these folk tales that you have already collected over the years into interesting animation films that could be packaged for classroom use and also to transport our culture to other parts of the world. For me, I know creativity is a gift of God, and every little creative endeavor I do, I know it is me receiving a gift from God, receiving what He has given me. And therefore, in every creative endeavor I have done, I should say there is really an element of evangelization in them. So I see film, I see my art clearly placed in the trajectory of my calling as a religious sister. And they are in the category of art, because you know how the church values art as a medium of evangelization. Go to any Catholic space and you will see how this space is dispersed with artworks, whether it is painting, whether it's artists, beautiful liturgy, music, and so on. So art is our way of, connecting with God, and that is how I see my art. So I was pleasantly surprised, and the little thing I had to say there is that you people, you have given me an endorsement to go in the archives of our African indigenous knowledge and dig more of these wonderful tales for our consumption. For me, it was an indication that this is something that is touching people in terms of our story. I had to say, now how do I go there a second time? I must find a new style. So I even tried, first of all, to run, but I said, no, let me just run a little and then walk the rest of the distance, just to communicate how truly, truly excited I was. Many people were asking me this question: how come a religious sister? This is like not your space thinking, because this is perceived as a space for some people, really for all the people, but not a religious sister. You understand? And so that is that comes maybe as a challenge. But when you are a person who is fairly well defined, the way I see myself, I think I'm a well defined person. So that your queries about how come and so on, how you try to define me from outside, does not really change me, because how I define myself based on the principles and based on my understanding of what I'm doing is strong enough. And soon you realize that, okay, see, it's solid. You don't, it's one of us. See, it's not an imposter. You understand? So, one, I know that anything that I do in the creative realm, as long as it does not go against my vows, God's commandments, that is something God has given to all of us. Creativity is God has given to all of us. We had to overcome with great difficulty the challenge of software that can handle some of the motion things. And so, but if you look at how they created the scene, it's fantastic. Beautiful effort. So you can see that these people have a lot of technical skills, but what we need now is, the software. One of the impact is to see how over the years Uganda Communications Commission has progressively put into effect the resolutions, the recommendations that we give and suggestions that we give, that this needs to be done to make our industry move this way and that way. And I can tell you that we have moved this way. And the last part of the major impact is, the impact really is that the Ugandan films have traveled across the globe now. If you go also on DSTV, you can see for yourself how many Ugandan content is there in that stream. We have done what they call content support development program. Uganda government has set this under UCC to have people compete for some fund from the government, and there is a team of people, a team of technical people that has been headed by me to look at these contents of people who apply for this funding through UCC. There is no doubt that this industry is receiving great attention locally and internationally, because I think that the pocket of the European Union interest, because European Union actually through also Uganda Communications Commission supports this thing that I'm talking about. It supports the UCC to support these filmmakers to do what they are doing. That is a great indicator that there is something in here. This industry has broken even in other parts of the world. We have seen in Nigeria. Let us limit ourselves to Africa, South Africa, even Kenya is doing so much better. Ghana. This industry has done stuff. For me, I can say this, I have said it before in other fora, even here in the university, that we are as a country, we are very poor in consuming art of a certain quality. I know that the advertisement is totally not enough and the advertisement that we have are mostly when the film festival is approaching. You see on TV channels. I don't know whether it is also on all TV channels or it is on the one I see. We are all aware that the advert is not enough to get Ugandans to know and even watch their films. Many times they don't know. That is why they are not watching. And I test this ground even with my students. There were times when the film festival came, when the semester was about to start, I will almost compel them. I said, we will start this class with each one of you giving me a film review of a film you have watched during this. Otherwise, they don't know. They are not, but they are here studying it, okay? So it is something beyond, there is a certain apathy about us concerning art generally. Yeah, communities, like depending on what film you are making, like Like this film of the Rainmakers, of course I made them on the Madi community. The Madi community people supported a lot. And then there was an organization called Trocare. It supported me because filmmaking is money. You cannot do it. It needs somebody to support you. And then, of course, Trocare supported me for travels to go in those places to do the interviews and so on. And then, of course, I put the credit of Makerere University there because it is the space where I'm located. It gives you the time to go out for research, you understand? Yeah. So the support of, and this includes, what about the support, especially those of us who are doing documentaries. Mostly my products are mostly documentary. What about the support of those many people in the field whom you find there? Every single production carries with it a chain of support. Let me tell you this, just follow your passion. If you can see me here, I have been uninhibited even by maybe the thoughts of people that you are a sister. No, follow your passion, because these are all gifts given by God. Two, we are all creatives, and it's up to you to experiment with your creativity. Really, after this big wind, what next? You will be surprised that for me, what next is just to continue the path I've been on. Because, like I've said, this big wind has come as a result of the everyday journey I make. And maybe what is extra that this big wind has given me is it has really put, if I may use the metaphor, oil in my lamp. That maybe it is keeping me burning better. And when I came back, I had a few networks and connections with people. and it gives you opportunity for sure, because people who have never known you now begin to know you. And I was, somebody say I went and checked you on website, and yes, I know you are real. So it's like yeah, definitely your connections perhaps increases, and the responsibilities increase, because there are more people looking up to you. I have a chain of people after this who I have said yes to all, but I know that I will not be able to, you know? Yeah, but the thing is, you keep on doing what you have always done. And for me, as I've said, I try my best within the limitations of what I've done to put quality at the top of what I do. This journey of, since we are talking in the stream of creativity, this journey for me teaches me to be open, because the whole space that you walk through is a script from which you can read and be inspired.